Hello viewers, my name is Charles Nicholas. Thank you for joining me today. In this short video, I will be introducing to you intrusion prevention systems, otherwise known as IPS, and intrusion detection system, also known as IDS. I will be discussing the important role this device plays in securing your network. IPS can be installed as a software onto your computer or as an additional piece of hardware into your network settings. This is a picture of what an IPS or IDS device might look like. First of all, I want to talk about firewall, which is basically the traditional form of security computers and networks have been using. Although firewall is a useful layer of protection, it does not effectively stop attacks like IPS does. There are too many forms of computer attacks and computer viruses and worms on the internet today. And so the need to stop the incessant complex attacks on networks and computer systems in real time have necessitated the creation of intrusion prevention system. Just a quick note, from here on out I will be referring to this device as IPS throughout this video. IPS is an important security layer in a computer network and systems. It acts like a firewall, but basically does more than the firewall by thoroughly inspecting this packet and the contents of the packet to make sure it doesn't contain any malicious payload. It does that to prevent those payload from compromising the network or the computer systems. To simplify what a firewall does and what an IPS does, here is a visual to help you more easily understand the basic concept of this technology. You can imagine firewalls and IPS as security guards protecting your computer or business networks. In this case, envision a regular company with two checkpoints. The firewall security guard standing in the first security booth stops and checks the delivery man's identity as well as to whom he's delivering the package to and waves him through. At the second booth, the IPS security guard stops the same delivery man, making sure he is legitimate. But this guard takes an extra step, demanding that the delivery man open the package for more scrutiny. As you can see, the IPS security guard goes the extra mile, and when he stops the delivery man with the package, he inspects the package very carefully that is enrolled to be delivered to ensure that whatever is inside the box corresponds with the label. He then opens the box to thoroughly investigate what it contains and discover malicious contents. The IPS guard stops the harmful content in the package from being delivered to its intended destination. Okay, this is the more technical settings of how IPS and firewall operates in the network. On this side, you will see the internet, then the firewall, the IPS, and the protected network. Down under the internet, you will see a red dot which stands for attack traffic and the green dot which stands for permitted traffic. So these packets are being sent into the network by good guys and bad guys. So the firewall basically looks at the header of these traffics, checks for the source IP address and the destination IP address and port number, then waves them through if they correspond. So on reaching to the IPS, as you can see, both files are finding its way into the network. So reaching to the IPS also did the same thing that the firewall does, but take an extra step of opening these packets and seeing what it has in them. So as you can see, the red dot that stands for attack traffic could not make itself to the protected network, but the green one does. So this is how IPS is being operating on the network. Now that you've understand the basic concept and importance of IPS and how it works, let me explain how to effectively set up your network using IPS and IDS devices. It is important when installing an IPS device to make sure it is placed in line with your network resources for effective performance and enhancement of throughput. In this visual, you will see how intrusion prevention system and intrusion detection system is being installed on the network for effective performance. The intrusion detection system is being placed on the side to monitor the health of the network, and if it sees any abnormalities, it sounds an alert. As you can see, an attacker sends a packet that makes it through the firewall, down the switch, and it makes it to intended destination, the corporate network. And the intrusion detection system does nothing but only sees it and sends an alert. On the part of the intrusion prevention system, you can see is well placed in line with the network resources, so that any traffic that is going through the firewall that will make it through the switch and down the corporate network is going to prevent it. So it does all this by proactively preventing this malicious content from making its way to the network. So viewers, this is the basic operation and functions of IPS devices. You can also find more information about this technology on the web. I hope this video helped shed a little more light into this technology and how it's being effectively used to mitigate attacks on computer systems and networks. Thanks for joining me.